everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm actually going to be talking about finding balance in life, in YouTube, in social media, and blogging, and just everything in general. I just kind of want to talk to y'all about it, and I want to talk about some experience that I've had recently that kind of pertain to the subject. So go grab yourself a nice cup of coffee. I also didn't think this through. Typically when I film coffee talks, I have had my coffee for at least 10 minutes so I can drink it, because it's scalding hot, and I like hot coffee, but I don't like scalding hot coffee. So yeah, didn't think that through. But anyways, so finding balance. I will also have a blog post over tips on how to find balance and more detailed information about finding balance in your life down in the description below, so you can go check that out. It should be up the same time this video is up. Alright, so if you follow me on Twitter, you would know that recently I kind of went on a little tangent. Now this tangent wasn't aimed towards anybody that follows me on Twitter in particular, or anything that anybody has said on Twitter to me. I just want to clarify that, because I feel like maybe someone thought it was, and it totally was not. So what happened was, on Twitter, I was so pissed off. No joke, I was really upset about something. So someone, I'm not gonna name who or even show y'all the email, just for the simple fact of I don't really think that that's okay. I don't think it's cool to send people to him. Not that I have anybody that would go and anyways. I just don't like the idea of it. So basically this person emailed me asking to write a guest post on my blog. Now, not to toot my own horn or anything of that nature, but I get these emails a lot. And a lot of times these emails aren't exactly, they're not worth it. And I know that that sounds really rude, but a lot of these people, they email me and they're cold emails, and they're not even looking into my blog or looking into what my blog personally is about or what I post on my blog or anything. They're just cold emailing so that way they can try and get more exposure. So with that being said, a lot of times I will get emails from people saying they want to write things about pets or technology or motherhood, or just generally things that I don't personally have on my blog. Okay, my blog is very advice, lifestyle, and it dabbles here and there in social media stuff and blogging advice. I don't write about motherhood because I'm obviously not a mother. I don't write about marriage because I'm not married. Barely in a relationship. I don't talk about pets because I personally don't have a pet. I have a family pet that I had since I was a kid, but I don't personally have a pet. I had a fish and it died. So, that's about as much as far as I went with pets. I don't talk about college because I only gone to a couple semesters of college and it didn't go too well. I don't have a degree, so I don't talk about college. If you look at my blog, you will know this. And so, I get really kind of not annoyed but frustrated when I get these emails where people sit and they tell me, they sit and send me an email just because it clogs up my, inbox. And by no means am I saying don't send me an email. Send me an email. But do your research first, in my opinion. I don't send proposals to people for guest post if it doesn't match what their blog's about, you know what I mean? I don't typically do that. It's different when someone's asking you, hey, could you write a blog post over a certain subject? That's totally different than what these emails are. A lot of times these emails are not that. If I look at an email and I see, okay, this email is perfect, and it matches what I'm talking about, and it matches my blog's overall idea, then yes, I will email that person back. But I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times I don't have the time to sit and sift through all these emails and respond to all of them. So I don't respond to every single person that sends me these emails, because honestly, I know that these are cold emails. These aren't emails that are personalized. They have a copied template and they then insert my name. You know, I'm not dumb, okay? I have seen these emails. I literally got the same email from 5 different people. 5 different people. All they did was change my name and change like what they wanted to write about, and not by much, mind you. It was the exact same email to the T. So I know, I've learned. I have been blogging for 2 years now. Okay, I know a little bit about this game, and I know a little bit about guest post, and I know, you know, I'm not, and like, if you're a blogger and you are a legitimate blogger, right? And if you follow me on Twitter, or you follow my blog, or on Pinterest, or wherever, and you see this and you go, oh, that sounds like a really cool thing, and you look at my blog and you're like, oh wow, we blog about something similar, you know, let me send her a guest post request or whatever. I will take the time to email you back, but I don't like these cold emails. So with that being said, basically what had happened was this person had emailed me. I actually just missed this email. Like, this wasn't one of those times where I wasn't planning on responding. This was literally one of those times when I just missed your email, and that happens. Let me just say that now. I miss emails all the time. I try my best to not, but guys, I get like so many emails a day. I have so many, I just genuinely get so many emails that sometimes your email gets lost in translation. And so like I always tell people, if you email me and I don't respond within 24 hours, send me a second email and say, hey, blah, 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 blah. You know, check in, make sure that I got your email. Don't just sit and like act like, oh, like she didn't respond. Like, people are busy. Okay, people are busy. But so this person had emailed me and I just missed it. So they did the kind thing first, and they emailed me 24 hours later and asked, hey, you know, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, which is fine. Okay, I read the proposal. It wasn't anything even particular, like, it didn't match anything. It was a technology blog or guest post they wanted to do on a lifestyle blog. They don't match, okay? I'm not trying to be mean, but the audience for technology is not on a lifestyle blog post or blog, okay? It's just not. And I know people say, oh, you should collaborate with everybody, but you shouldn't. Like, let's be real. You shouldn't collaborate with everybody. A parenting blogger should not guest post for a technology blogger. There's not the audience there for that. It does not make sense. I'm not saying stay in your niche always, but to some extent, you do kind of want to stay in your niche. That's how you grow. Because I'm not going to read a parenting blog. Hello, not a parent. Why would I read that, right? But someone who is a parent is going to read a parenting blog, so you should, okay. Anyways, that's a tangent. Anyways, so basically what I'm saying is, so this person, they did that. I didn't respond because honestly, I'm just busy and I didn't have the time to sit and respond to them and, you know, all that. So about an hour later, I get another email from this person. Okay, now I saw this email and I thought, okay, let me respond. But I was at work, so I got a little busy, so I didn't respond. This first email was like, hey, like, did you get my email, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the second email about an hour later was far more rude, and it was just, you know, they're like, hey, I sent you an email, blah, blah, blah. And then the third one was like trying to guilt trip me almost. It was like, the email said, what did it say? I don't remember exactly what it said now, but it was like, you know, I took the time to send you that email, and it's like, no, you didn't. Okay. You found my email on some list that I've some magically have gotten on. I can't quite figure out how, but I have. And those emails just kept happening. And pretty much he just sent the same email over and over and over. But he sent about 10 emails. 10. And it was it was a lot. So on Twitter, back to that, I went on a little tangent, basically. And I was like, look, my Monday through Friday schedule is crazy, okay? I am going to miss your email. I may not get a chance to respond to your email. I am a busy human. I am not perfect. If I see your email and I'm interested, I will respond. But if I'm not interested in whatever you're proposing, don't send me 10 plus emails trying to guilt trip me into it, right? So the whole point of this is that this is all about finding balance. And finding balance for me has been, I have to understand when I can't do something and when I can do something. So obviously a lot of y'all know I do YouTube, obviously, and then I also run a blog. My blog is lovemegandann.com. That is my baby. Like, quite literally, I have worked on that thing for 2 years. I love my blog 100%. Like, I couldn't even imagine not loving my blog. But when it comes down to it, I have to find a balance between YouTube and blogging. Now, what is her last name? I know her first name's Kayla. I'll have her linked down in the description below. She's doing Vlogmas this year, and so one of her first videos, she was like, you know, I haven't uploaded in a while, but it's because I find video ideas, and then I think, oh, that would actually be a really good blog post idea. And I totally relate to that because I have something very similar happen to myself. I sometimes will have like really good video ideas, and then I start to film it and I realize, this is probably a better blog post idea. And so for me, it's finding balance. It's figuring out what's too much and what's not enough. You know what I mean? Like, is it too much to upload a video that is so similar to a blog post I did? Or is that enough? Is it better to do that because then I have content for people who also want to watch it versus reading it? You know, what's the balance there? And I honestly, I think recently I have started to find more of a balance. For me, my YouTube channel has definitely become more personal and more me, and it is very, in my opinion, I think that it's very informative. I think it's very informative. I also think that it is very personal and myself. My blog has sort of it's not personal, but I think it has taken on a different role of personal. Like, I don't think it's this personal. Does that make any sense? I don't think so, but anyways, I've found balance in the sense that, like, my blog is not necessarily going to be super personal anymore. I mean, it is personal, but it's a different type of personal, and it's more factual, and it's more social media related, and it's more that related, and I'm okay with that, oddly. And so my YouTube channel is more personal, and, you know, I vlog, and I love that, you know, and I love the creativity of that, and so that's how I've found balance. Add to that social media. Social media and I have a love-hate relationship. I've always loved social media. I love Twitter and I love Instagram. I even somewhat love Facebook. I don't know, that's a stretch. But I genuinely like social media, but I have to find a balance. Because sometimes I can spend all day on Twitter or Instagram. Like, I could literally spend hours doing nothing but looking through tweets or looking through my feed. I mean, it's insane. Because it just happens, right? And I can speak for a lot of us, I think. We kind of, as bloggers and YouTubers and social media persons and all that kind of stuff, like, we want to be on social media because we want to connect with others and we want to, you know, bring an audience to our platforms. And you know, and a lot of people will tell me, oh, you've done such a good job, you know, you have over 4,000 followers on Twitter and you have over 3,000 on Instagram and you have 900 likes on your Facebook page. But, like, I have worked so hard for that. Like, I know to a lot of people, like, oh, that's just a number, right? And it is just to me too. It's kind of like, it's just a number. Like, I feel like the same way I did when I only had, you know, 500 followers. But I've worked really hard, you know, I connect with others, I'm always tweeting people, I'm always liking other people's photos, I'm commenting and I'm following people and I'm doing these different things. And where do I stop? Like, when do I stop and say, okay, that's enough? And that's one of those places I have a hard time finding balance with, is when do I say enough is enough and I stop doing everything? You know, and like lately on Instagram, I know a lot of us have been complaining about this, is that, you know, they changed the algorithm on us, and so our posts aren't getting seen. And although that's true, and I could say mine aren't either, I honestly, like, Instagram has been growing for me, and I've been actually having really good luck with Instagram lately. So, but I've been spending so much time on that, right? And it's like, how do I find balance of social media on top of everything else? Okay, now let's add a third layer to it, which should probably be first in a lot of people's eyes, but whatever. We're gonna add a third layer to all of that. I also have to work a full-time job. Obviously, I don't get paid to do YouTube, I don't get paid to do blogging, I don't get paid to do social media. I've made not a lot of money doing either over this past year. Not nearly enough to like pay my bills by any means, but I work a full-time job, which a lot of people work a full-time job, obviously. No different than someone else, but working a full-time job is 8 hours a day that I am not able to just sit and be on social media, and 8 hours where I'm not able to film videos or edit videos or do anything else. So I'm pretty much limited to the weekends and like before work and after work, and sometimes that just doesn't happen. So add another layer to that, so add a fourth layer to all of this, which is one of the more important layers in my opinion, is I also have to make time for family, friends, my boyfriend, and myself. So, you know, okay, this is something that I do have an issue with sometimes, especially with uploading daily here recently. It's like the 15th day of Vlogmas now. I have to make time for friends and family. Obviously, y'all see I do vlogs, and so I've been making it work. But could I do this for a year? Could I upload daily for a year and still always be able to do everything with my friends and family and boyfriend? And, you know, would I ever sleep? Because I feel like I haven't slept very well lately. So I'm always up. That's why I'm on my second cup of coffee. Would I ever like have a balance? Like, is there a balance that I can actually like achieve? I'm by no means like perfect at finding balance, and I will not sit here and say that I am, because I'm not. I have a pretty hard time sometimes remembering like, okay, I have to stop doing this and I have to do this. And like, okay, so take for example last Saturday. So last Saturday I got up, I filmed like 4 videos. I filmed 4 videos in one day. Like, that's crazy, right? But I've made it work. But some weeks that might not work out that way. Like, some weeks I may not be able to do that, right? And so that's kind of why I don't necessarily think I will ever commit to daily uploads. Now, before Vlogmas, I was uploading 4 times a week. I was uploading Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And like, that was a lot. And also on my blog, I upload twice a week. So you guys can only imagine how crazy my life is, and like my brain is constantly going. Like, there's just days, you know, and sometimes like I think of these ideas and I jot them down and I'm like, oh, this is great, but then I go to film it and it's not as good as I thought it was. And a lot of times that's what happens with my coffee talks. Like, I sit here and I talk and then I watch it back and I'm like, oh my god, I cannot upload that. Like, I cannot upload a video like that. So I'm just trying, guys. I don't have like a perfect recipe for finding balance and balancing it all. And a lot of people say, how do you do it all? I don't do it all. I've gotten so many people who DM me and ask me like, how do you do everything? How do you do social media and blogging and YouTube and have a life? I don't. Like, to be matter of fact, like, I don't sleep. Sometimes I have extra coffees to try and get me through it. I'm not perfect. I mean, you know, let's be real. You know, but it's all part of trying to make this my future, trying to make this something that eventually will be feasible as a career or as a job. Because I feel like I take it like a job to some extent, and I feel like I'm doing the best that I can. And so when I have people who come at me and say that I'm not doing it the right way or I'm not doing it okay, and it's really rude and it's not acceptable in my opinion. I don't think you can judge anyone for doing it differently. Balance is hard. Let's just be clear. Balance is really difficult. And until you've walked my shoes, until you've been in my place, you will never understand. Like, you don't understand. And that's that. I mean, there's not much more than I could say, you know, and I don't want to try and be perfect, but do I like clean videos? Yeah. I like, you know, am I that person who gets all dressed up and does her makeup and everything and hair for a video? Yeah, I'll admit it. I like doing that. I don't see anything wrong with that. But I'm not perfect. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I make mistakes just like you do. I have made mistakes just like you've done. Trust me when I say I am not perfect. And don't think that I am. Don't think that I'm like this perfect person who has everything balanced and like can literally do everything, because I can't. I've just learned that like not everything has to be done right now. Not everything can be done right now. Some things have to be put on the back burner. I have to push things left and right. You know, there are so many days when I sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this done, this done, this done, this done, and one thing gets done. You know, like that's what happened in one of my vlogs recently. I was like, okay, I have to get this done, 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 and I only had 4 hours. Like, realistically, that wasn't going to happen, and I knew that, but I wanted to try and challenge myself to do it. Probably shouldn't have, because it wasn't going to happen, but whatever. Anyways, that is it for today's coffee talk. I hope that maybe my rambling helped you a little bit. I know it's not very informational, but I'll actually have a link down in the description bar to a blog post that you can go and read that is a little bit more about tips on how to find balance and stuff like that. Go ahead, click that, and you can learn more about that. Yeah, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and click the red subscribe button right down below. And if you want to get notified whenever I upload videos, and you probably do this month because I upload videos every single day for now, click the little bell and you'll get notified. And yeah, I will see you on my next video. Bye, guys.